welcome to this episode of the Conspiracy Cast right here on Tales of Earth, a show that we stream live on twitch.tv/comicstorian every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Not Western, Eastern. I have to look at my notes now because I wonder what you're looking at.
You're not that great at time zones?
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. It's filler while I try to think about what I'm going to say next. If you want to support us, you can support us by subscribing to this channel. You can also support us by buying some Tales of Earth merch from the link below. Well, that's not Tales of Earth. You can also buy this shirt
Tales
if you
of
want.
Earth?
That's Tales of Earth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm talking about my shirt.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
It angles this way.
You can also support us by going to patreon.com/comicstorian. Yes.
We clearly haven't done this in a while.
Get early access to this show as well as other shows. So
and the unedited versions where you can see our weird conversations before the show.
So those are all the ways you can support us if you want. Today with me, I have Glorp Dan.
Glorp, everyone.
And Glorp Andy.
Go glorp yourself.
That's our Glorp Andy. And I'm Glorp Gary.
Glorp.
You can find us on our various platforms, also through the links below.
Yes.
And we'll kind of go over that at the end of the show. So today, I actually have a list that was sent to us through Lego Monster sent me this list. It is 17 freaky conspiracy theories you've probably never heard before.
All right.
I can't
it's
read.
a BuzzFeed. You know that's going to be good.
The fourth one might surprise you.
The fourth one might surprise you.
Shouldn't they all surprise you?
It's 32 pages, though. And you're like, come on.
So I promised him that I would actually go through this list on the show.
I like it.
Here we are.
All right, let's do it.
Number one. Actually, Dan, you're our countdown guy.
Number one.
All birds died in 1986, the year I was born, and were replaced with drones to spy on the public. You were born in 86?
I was.
Okay. Wow.
So between our two birds,
we destroyed all the birds.
Died.
Yes.
That's weird.
Yeah. What month? What's your birthday?
January.
August.
So between January and August, all of the birds
Okay, so
died
you were
out.
born on the coldest day of the year.
I wonder.
I was born on the hottest.
Weird.
Yeah. What? Actually, some weird things did happen around my birth.
Like all the birds dying, which this is very, very accurate.
It is very accurate.
Actually, I've heard this a lot of times before, and it's probably my favorite conspiracy.
I had never heard of this.
Really?
I think this is my favorite conspiracy of all time, actually.
I want it to be true.
I do too.
I think
just because it would be impressive.
It would.
So I think all the birds actually went to the Hollow Earth.
They all went inside, and they're like, oh, God, they're all gone.
Yeah.
Let's make drones.
Yep.
Because in 1986, they had the technology to make bird-sized drones.
It was reverse engineered from tech that we got from Area 51.
This is true.
Come on, man.
Come on.
I won't lie. I saw the picture of like a comparison of like a military drone compared to a normal person. I thought they were a lot smaller than they are.
Oh, no, they're huge.
It's just like the Mars rover.
Yeah.
It's a lot bigger than I
they're quite large. Yeah. Most people think they're just like,
yeah. Because you hear drone and you think...
The little ones, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like bigger than this room.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. So bird drones.
All right. This conspiracy theory claims that Ronald Reagan somehow got rid of all birds in 1986 and replaced them with government drones to spy on the human race. A little far-fetched. A little. But think about it. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon in a nest? Yes.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen
I actually have not.
I've seen baby birds.
I've seen baby birds, but not baby pigeons.
But this doesn't say all pigeons were replaced with drones.
See, now, I think we should refine the conspiracy.
Yes.
All pigeons.
That's more believable.
Because they chose pigeons because they are very annoying and get in your face. Therefore, you're not going to go, oh, no.
Yeah, and they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And they've trapped them all. They made a football field, and they just covered it all in bread. And all the birds came in and they threw a net.
Can you imagine being on the pigeon account for the government? Well, we've earmarked this budget for the pigeon drones this year. And,
well, they need constant repairs.
Scott, you're on this one. Wait, sorry, what am I doing? Pigeon drones. I'm going to need more than that, sir.
Yeah, and
nope, got it.
And Joe, you're on pigeon duty. Yeah. So I did there.
No.
You're on pigeon duty.
No.
Yeah,
it's bad.
It's actually like an oil that
yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, no, it's not.
It's actually battery discharge.
Yeah, it's battery. There you go. yeah.
Okay, next one.
Let's just keep going here.
Yeah, no, I like that theory. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, number 2.
Okay. This one's really sad, and I think we're just going to not skip this one, but we'll do it anyway. Leo DiCaprio had something to do with River Phoenix's overdose. This is just like a very sick theory. Shortly,
I've never heard of River Phoenix. To be honest.
Did you ever see Stand By Me?
No.
He was a big name in the 80s, early 90s.
That would explain why
he was
I would
like
not
supposed
know
to be
him.
like he's this rising star. He's going to be great, and then he died of an overdose.
He's Joaquin Phoenix's brother.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Shortly after his Oscar nomination for Running on Empty, River Phoenix was asked what movie he wanted to do next. He pulled out a copy of the Basketball Diaries and said, "I want to play Jim Carroll." Phoenix would have done anything to get this role, but apparently Leo DiCaprio wanted it as well. That's why he played a part in Phoenix's fatal overdose. In fact, Leo was even admitted to seeing Phoenix at a party in LA the night he died. After his untimely death, the role of Jim Carroll went to Leonardo DiCaprio, which helped launch him into superstardom. I don't believe that for a second.
Nah.
They're young stars at a
They were like
party
best
in
friends
LA.
too.
When was this list made? Do you have it by any chance?
It was made 2019.
Oh, wow.
October 10th.
Okay.
It's very recent.
I'm wondering how many of the conspiracies of so-and-so is killed by so-and-so.
Right.
Because I've been hearing a lot.
River Phoenix was also like best friends with Keanu Reeves.
Oh,
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
damn.
were really good friends. Number 3, the Red Cross is using everyone's blood donations for its satanic rituals.
That one's accurate.
Yes.
I
I mean, to be fair,
what?
their name is the Red Cross.
That's true.
I mean, you got it.
Which is what you would use to worship Satan.
Exactly.
Upside down.
Well, yeah, you twist
Yeah. But they make it just like a plus sign,
essentially. Yeah.
the red plus.
And then they
something,
put it in the middle and they spin it. It's like, oh, who's it going to land on?
All 4 of us.
Ah, you have to do the blood ritual.
Something sinister
Blood
is going on.
sacrifice.
Oh, wait. You didn't do number 3. Just say it.
Number 3.
Okay, I already read it. Something sinister is going on with the blood donations the Red Cross collects. Something they sell. Sometimes they sell it for profit, and other times the government uses it for biowarfare. Font, I gotta zoom in. Hang on. Biowarfare testing. Most shockingly, the Illuminati uses it for satanic rituals. That is not true. The Illuminati is a very lovely organization.
They're pacifists.
I believe
we're,
they're even
yes.
classified as a nonprofit.
Conscientious objector.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called? I don't know.
No.
Luckily, I know that my blood has not been used in any satanic rituals because I am not allowed to donate blood.
Fair enough.
I ate meat in England during mad cow disease.
Oh,
wow.
And so
yeah.
they
Can't donate
they
blood.
cannot test whether or not you have it in your blood.
Right.
And it can be dormant in some people and then activate
Sure.
in others.
Yeah.
And so
So you're
I'm not
saying
allowed
there
to
at
donate
some
blood.
point you could go insane and start the mad cow apocalypse?
No.
I should have brilliant.
He's
idea
already
for
working
this.
on it.
We should do a fan film. Anyway.
We should do a fan film.
Yeah. Anyway.
What was our idea upstairs?
I don't remember now.
I can't remember.
Oh, the dragon thing.
Yeah.
We got to write that one
Yeah,
down.
I'll make notes.
Number 4.
Stevie Wonder isn't really blind.
Okay, that would be hilarious.
I've heard this one before.
A
Yeah.
lot of people believe this one. Donald Glover even got a little suspicious after meeting Stevie Wonder a few times. He claimed that some things just weren't adding up. Interesting. So Donald Glover actually said, right in the middle of his concert, he said, "I see Donald Glover is here."
Maybe that was just a poor choice of word on Stevie Wonder's part.
Right.
Maybe.
And it's a good thing I wasn't at that concert because in the audience you would have heard me go, "Not likely."
Not likely. And then Stevie Wonder cried.
I doubt it. He probably wouldn't have heard it.
Yeah.
Maybe he
All
would.
right.
He's like Daredevil.
Number 5.
Big Pharma already has cures for HIV, cancers, and other diseases and illnesses, but is hiding them.
Yep, we've gone over that one before.
This one is simple. The pharmaceutical industry makes billions and billions of dollars each year, so they have no interest in releasing the already existing vaccines. Unfortunately, lifetime treatments for an incurable disease are way more lucrative for them.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, I mean, you basically in the especially in the United States, like hospitals, doctors, like our medical system rewards illness.
Yes. They are God, what is it? They're paid to help you when you're sick as opposed to other countries where they're paid to keep you healthy.
Yeah, to actually cure you.
Yeah.
To help you. Yeah.
See, this is an interesting one because I know it's for the most part, it's kind of just the United States that causes the prices to go so high.
Yes.
That if Medicare for all does pass and like pharmaceuticals do get kind of like blocked to certain prices, I'm wondering how many things we might see
Suddenly
like
the cure pops up.
conveniently
Yeah.
pop
Right.
up because they're like,
Right.
well, crap. Well, maybe if we do a new drug, we can charge it
Well,
more.
cheap alternative like treatments and cures are constantly being stonewalled,
Right.
Yeah.
because they're not profitable.
Yes.
Right.
We have like clear documentation of this.
Yeah.
All right,
Number 6.
this one is just fun.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling isn't who she says she is. Some people believe that J.K. Rowling didn't actually write the Harry Potter books. Instead, they were ghostwritten by a giant group of people. This conspiracy theory goes one step further and claims that Rowling is actually Rita Skeeter, and she wrote the stories of Harry Potter after being banished from the wizarding world.
God, I want that
This
to
is
be
the
true.
best
I
one.
want that to be
God,
true.
I want that to be
so
true.
good.
That she was ostracized from the wizarding world, so she went, fine, I'm going to write a series of young adult novels.
Not,
And I'm going to
yeah,
tell
yeah.
She
everybody
actually-
everything.
Not journalism or like photo evidence.
No.
Because they'll just
She
erase all
actually
that.
She's like,
wrote
and
it, and she's like, "This is my autobiography," and they're like,
Yes.
"Man, this is a great fantasy novel." Yeah.
Yes. And she's like, and it's going to be turned into a theme park. It's going to be awesome.
Yes.
Also, they have a very gay, strong sexual relationship, but I won't tell anyone.
Yes.
But it happened.
You got the actual Dumbledore.
implied.
Dumbledore reading this, going like,
Huh?
"What?"
She didn't mention any of the gay stuff.
It's all
actually proud
implied.
of that.
It's all implied. All right.
Number 7.
There really is a government organization similar to the one in Men in Black. We've talked about
Yes.
this one many
Yes.
times. Aliens exist, and the government is trying to cover it up. They have a secret organization almost identical to the one in Men in Black.
They call them Men in Beige.
Yes, I like it. It's still in my B.
Yeah, it's easy.
It's non-assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Men in beige. These guys walked in beige, and at first I thought, well, I feel slightly uncomfortable. They don't have any sort of fashion sense. How do I tell them this? And then I saw their eyes, and it all made sense. Whose job it is to destroy all evidence and memory of alien life forms. Men in Black, the movie, is based on this theory. The
Yes.
theory is not based on the movie.
Correct.
Yeah, the theory came
I like that.
way
Oh,
before.
yes.
before,
Way,
yes.
way
Yeah.
before.
Technically, the Men in
So-
Black movie is actually based off a comic book.
I did not know
That is
that.
based off of the theory.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
based off of the theory. Okay.
Yes.
I think at this point, everything's based off of a comic
It does
book.
seem that
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Like we were watching again, like I said, Stumptown, and then
Also
in the
based off a
credits it
comic
said
book.
based on the graphic novels.
Yeah.
Like, everything's a graphic novel.
And then you go look into
or
it,
it
and you're
becomes
like,
a graphic novel.
wait, but like 7 people bought it. Well, it exists.
It's
still.
based on a
It did
graphic
exist,
novel.
yeah.
All right.
Number 8.
Coke and Pepsi are secretly owned by the same people.
Oh, I totally see that. They both end in
Oh, yeah.
cola.
Yes. The Cola Brothers.
I'm just saying, there's
That-
Pepsi
that-
Cola
wait,
and
hold on.
Coca-Cola.
That's your reasoning
Yes.
behind why the theory works?
Indeed.
Because they both end in
They
cola.
both end
What about like Tab Cola?
owned by them too. It's
Yes,
the soda
every
industry
generic-
is
every
owned
generic
by
brand, yeah.
Joe Soda.
Joe.
Joe Soda.
He owns
It sounds
all
like
of
a-
it,
sounds
and he's
like
got
a-
his son.
Yeah, he sounds like
Cola
a Jersey
soda.
mobster.
He does.
Like,
It's
that's
Joey Soda over
Joey
there.
Soda, yeah. Yeah.
Jimmy Pickles over there.
Joey Soda. Why don't you? Oh, what was Jimmy Pickles?
There was a. It was from a. It doesn't matter. Let's just keep going.
Pickles was from Rugrats.
Yeah.
Tommy Pickles.
Tommy Pickles.
Tommy Pickles.
That
And
does
Dill
sound like-
Pickles.
that does sound like a mob name. Got Tommy Pickles and Joe Soda. All right. I love this theory.
Number 9.
Ed Sheeran is the only person who remembers a once famous band, so he's been stealing their songs.
Wait.
It's based off of the movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's like, wait a second.
Which he was
Or is
in.
the
Which
movie
he was-
based off of this?
That's the idea. Yeah. He's like, hey guys, plausible deniability. What if I
Yes.
make a movie about what actually happened to me?
Just for clear, that was a very good movie.
Was it?
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
Yesterday is the name of the movie.
This
My
echoes-
troubles seem so far away.
Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.
Turn down the British a little bit.
Just a tiny
Just a
bit.
tiny bit.
All right.
Okay, y'all.
You turn it up.
All right. Then.
That's my going to the American. Yeah, y'all.
Y'all.
Yeah, because we all. Okay. This echoes the same plot of the movie Yesterday, which Ed Sheeran randomly started. Not randomly, they planned it out.
And he wasn't
Basically-
starring in it. He
No,
was in it.
He was in it.
for like 15
Yeah.
minutes.
Basically, Ed Sheeran woke up one day and was the only person who could remember a particular famous band. Because he was the only one who had a memory of their music, he stole all their songs and claimed them as his own. How else would you explain his having 14 songs in the UK top 15 at the same time? Nobody is that good. Or apparently maybe he is. Maybe he actually is.
I'm pretty sure this has happened more than once of people having like a lot of songs in the top Billboard.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, Beatles.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they had like many on the Billboard top 100 or whatever.
They did. They also pioneered a lot of recording technology.
Yep.
They were the first to do multi-track. So they were. Yeah, however you feel about the Beatles, they were pioneers in music. All right.
Number 10.
Ancestry DNA kits are being used by the government to track everyone.
That does not surprise me.
I could believe this one. Yeah.
I mean, how else can you get people to give you free DNA samples and be like, "Yeah, I'll tell you about your past."
It's also
and
how
clearly you'll believe anything I say.
True. It's also how they're cloning everyone secretly.
There you go. They actually, it's D&D on their side. They roll the dice and they're like, "All right, so 18% that, 12%
I've created a character."
Ancestry DNA kits are actually kind of genius. Not only are you paying to give the government samples of your DNA, but you're also letting them do research on you and your family. I don't really have any interest in doing this. Like,
I never have, no.
No.
I don't. Yeah.
My father did do it and then called all excited because we had like 2% Scandinavian. And he's like, "We're Vikings." I was like,
yeah.
Were we though?
It's like, well, I mean, the argument is like, if you go back far enough,
we're
all from the same place.
Yeah.
So
you're saying I am a Viking.
Go back far enough. You're Asian.
Awesome.
You're Chinese
So all my
because of Genghis Khan.
Now my pillaging is no longer a crime.
Right.
It's cultural.
It's just a part of
cultural.
Yeah.
Used to be
It's
just
my
a
culture.
hobby.
Don't
Now
judge my culture.
Now it's like cultural.
Oh, man.
Part of my culture.
Now they can they can track you, learn about your genetics, and keep records of your extremely personal information. I'd say DNA is pretty personal.
Yeah.
I think you can also do enough like family research on your own without understanding your DNA to know where you come from.
Yeah.
That's enough for me.
Because the other thing about the DNA research on this is you can refuse to give them, but your dad's given them half your DNA.
Yeah, I know.
That's true.
So it's like,
Now-
I could do it. Now my mom and dad and everyone,
they're trying
despite...
to build another Andy.
Yes.
The world can't handle two of me.
No, they can.
Now, to be fair, I generally leave my DNA all over town anyway.
He means like
What's the next
doors
one?
and like when he sneezes.
Yeah, when I'm touching stuff.
Yeah.
That didn't sound any better.
No, it did not.
Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah. All right.
Number 11.
Beards mess with facial recognition software, and that's why you've seen all those articles about how dirty they are. Here's the quote. Men with beards carry more germs than dogs with deadly bacteria in their facial hair. Study reveals. Deadly bacteria.
It's actually a self-defense mechanism.
Because...
oh no, I feel scared.
How? Okay. The same... this is so illogical. Because
why do you think I grew it?
You
As
want
a
to carry
defense mechanism.
as a defense mechanism.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I find hilarious about this is the same logic applies to the hair on your head.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
So our heads are deadly.
Or just an incredibly hairy person.
Right.
You know, that person is literally covered.
They're
in
a walking
bacteria.
I will
epidemic.
say, to be fair, I could see beards messing with facial recognition because if Andy showed up and had shaved his beard, he would look like a completely different person.
Or the opposite.
Exactly.
Grow
Or
out a beard.
completely
Like,
opposite.
I
If I showed up and I
was
like, "Hey guys."
I'm going to do
Yeah.
it.
I'm
Thursday,
scared.
I'm coming
Which
in.
is why these guys have got it right. Long hair, big beard.
No, I'm not going to do
No,
it.
you're not.
I'm not going to do that.
I would punch you in the face.
I like my beard too much.
Because you wouldn't have a self-defense mechanism to stop me.
This one is pretty self-explanatory. It's hard for the government to keep tabs on humans if their facial recognition software doesn't work. The birds aren't working, so they anonymously claim that beards were unsanitary in hopes that people would shave them.
And then somehow
if
they
it's a
became the
combination?
biggest fad.
Don't care enough. I don't
the
care
birds
enough.
aren't working as well as they used to in the 60s, right? Okay.
80s.
80s.
80s, sorry. 80s.
Well, 60s as well, because
So
they were
this-
actual birds, and then we had to kill them.
they started doing, so people started growing beards, so the facial recognition is not working.
Right.
So they launched the campaign to try to get people to shave them, and then they started the Ancestry.com thing so that they could track people easier. It all rolls into each other, and this is all done by the men in beige.
The men in beige.
Yeah.
You know, funny thing about the facial recognition, I actually saw something, an article that stated ear recognition is ears to people are as unique as your fingerprint.
Right. Well, and they're saying the same thing about the layout of the veins in your hand.
Yep. Layout or like your creases and stuff.
Yeah. Basically, it's almost like we're different people.
Yeah.
Are we though? Not if we keep giving our DNA to Ancestry.com.
And if they keep cloning us.
Did you ever see that movie Us?
Yeah.
No, actually.
Us.
The Jordan Peele movie.
I didn't see it.
Oh no, because that was a horror
like
movie.
Cloning them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going pretty well. I'm like the 7th Gary to
not bad.
to work
Yeah.
here.
Gary
so.
7.
Gary 7.
Sounds good. Actually, sounds like a fun
I've
one.
lost count.
Yeah. Of the number of clones you've been.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've
get
tried to
pretty
replace me.
defective.
I've actually killed 15 clones.
Yeah. All with your toy.
He's actually the first
chainsaw
clone that went.
Yeah.
He went insane and tried to take over.
I just kill all of the clones that keep trying to replace me with.
There's actually a whole vault of me.
The Vault of Gary.
Yeah.
It's actually a gluten door. That's how they prevent him from getting
I
outside.
know. Yes. They,
Budgetary reasons.
all of the clones have gone crazy. They're all animalistic.
Yeah.
Luckily, we have them locked behind a gluten.
That was one of
gate.
the earliest jokes when I came around here. It was the Gary Vault from
Okay.
Fallout.
Okay.
Yeah. They're all
I
just
can
walking around
see
going,
it.
Gary.
Yeah.
And so,
God, that was irritating.
Yeah. I know.
All right. Sorry.
All right.
'Kay.
Let's move on.
Number 12.
Paul McCartney died in the 60s and was replaced with a look-alike. This is an old, I think we
did
covered
that
we
on
did
the
cover
previous
this
one,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was
Celebrity
either
clones.
celebrity clones, doppelgangers,
Yep.
shapeshifters. It was like everybody had robots.
Yeah,
We
there
don't know
were
what
a
they are, but
lot
they're not
of
the
them.
original.
Yeah. This one is dark. Apparently, Paul McCartney died in a car crash in 1966. He was then replaced by a look-alike because the band's managers thought there'd be an uptake in suicides if people found out the truth about his death. The other Beatles members apparently referred to the look-alike as Fall, a combination of the words fake Paul. So clever.
I will say, one, I could definitely see something like that actually having a large suicide number based on the time period and how influential the group was.
Yes,
Sure.
they
I could
were
definitely see
very
that.
Influential, yep.
However, from what I have seen, read, and heard of the other Beatle members, I doubt they would be able to accept someone else to take place of.
Oh no, they
one of the
would
members.
they would actively resist it.
Exactly. There would be.
No, there'd be no
I
way.
feel like they would be the
Yeah.
kind of group that'd be like, no. Here's what happened.
Yeah.
It'd be like replacing me and calling him Fairy.
Exactly.
Like it just wouldn't work.
Man,
It was a poor
when's
choice.
Fairy showing up?
Fairy showing up.
What a Fairy.
All right.
Number 13.
The TV was created to distract people from the government.
Oh,
Everything
100%.
comes back to the government.
Oh, yeah.
true.
It actually does. The first American TV stations came into existence in the late 20s and early 30s, but televisions weren't commercially sold until about 1938. Around the same time, the government was making a lot of mistakes and needed to distract the public from what was really going on. Never mind the fact that only the very wealthy could afford a TV. Interesting. Editors note, during
Poor people don't do anything to affect the world, so it's fine.
during her 2009 SAG Lifetime Achievement Award speech, Betty White admitted to being a part of an experimental thing called television. Does this mean she's also part of the cover-up?
Probably not.
The quote is, 71 years ago, when I sang on an experimental thing that was called television. Okay. The word experiment.
That
No,
was
that's
like
essentially
neutral.
just saying it was early, so TV was
Like
obviously
they were
an
trying out
experiment.
this television
Yes.
thing
Yeah.
to see if it could overtake
Yes.
like radio.
Yeah,
That's
Right,
exactly.
yeah.
I assume that's what she meant. Now I don't know Betty White.
So trying like
Call me.
Right. Like for
But-
example, trying sriracha on ice cream
Is an experiment. Yes,
It's a bad experiment.
Or if I like just created a
Right.
new soda.
yeah.
Here, I want you to experiment with this new soda I
Right.
created.
If
Yeah.
it ends in
Sriracha
cola,
flavor.
it's, you know which
just
family.
because just because you've invented a new soda doesn't mean that you're a cola doesn't mean that you're trying to take over the world.
No, yes.
Or distract people
Or
from what's
doesn't.
really going on. That Joe Cola. All
Call
right.
my new soda flavor world domination.
Yes. Because if you just outright claim it, people are going to think that your actual world
Exactly.
domination is just a joke.
Exactly.
Plausible deniability.
That's what it meant.
That should be Coca-Cola's new tagline. Coca-Cola, help us rule the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Pepsi, help us resist.
Help us resist.
And they owned both sides.
Genius. Okay, go ahead.
Number 14.
All right. Your entire existence is just part of a simulation. Also something we've covered on the channel. Reality is an illusion. Every decision you've ever made, everything you've ever seen or believed, and everything in existence, even the entire universe, is fake. Essentially, we're all stuck in a computer game, and someone has been controlling us.
I love the fact that the images they use on this website is from The Truman Show.
Great movie.
Love it.
And after that movie came out, people really did start to believe that their entire life was like a TV show.
Yeah.
That somebody was pulling the strings on.
Right. Well, technically, reality is, in some sense, a simulation. If you look at it as like input and output.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, your senses basically tell your brain what's going on. Really, I mean, biologically, you're a walking brain who uses the body to survive.
Yeah.
That's basically, like, if you're just looking at us biologically,
you're a brain and nerves.
Yeah.
Could you imagine those walking around before they had bodies?
Yeah. I should really evolve some skin.
Yeah, I need something. I can't move around that well.
It's a defense mechanism.
Yes. They may be able to recognize my brain.
So, I need people to recognize it.
It's a brain with a beard.
Hypothetical.
Hey, Joe. Oh, sorry, your brain you just look just like this other brain over here.
What, you saying all brains look alike?
Yes.
Jeez, what a brainist. It would be truly bizarre to discover that we were literally in an entire, like a giant game of Sims, and there was someone actually, like, or our world is like an MMO.
Right. We're just very advanced AI.
I won't lie.
What if we are advanced AI?
I actually kind of believe this. I think it's
we're just
like
a giant MMO.
Well, something along those lines, or along the lines of like the Matrix, or that kind of thing, where we are in a simulation because things do happen that you're like, can't fully explain that.
What would the point of the simulation be?
Well,
to figure out, I'm sure it would be like a group of future people that lost history, and they're like, okay, let's try recreating it
using our quantum computers.
See what happens.
Yeah.
I want that to be real, and then just because they're like, screw it, we did something wrong.
All of a sudden, I go down, and they're like, they unplugged me, and they're like, he's telling people, he's figuring it out.
People. How creepy would that be?
It'd be so creepy.
It'd be like a sci-fi horror movie. I like it.
Well, science does actually support this concept that the universe is 2D information, two-dimensional information, projected as three-dimensional objects.
Okay, I'm with you.
Basically, all of the universe is essentially binary information.
Yeah.
And that everything we see, everything we touch, everything around us is an expression of that information in some regard. So simulation theory is correct in that sense.
Sure. Okay.
Simulation theory is also correct in that, yes, ultimately you are limited to what you can see, hear, taste, touch, and all of that is sensory input. Human sensory input can be manipulated very easily. You know, it's like if you put a steak and fries in front of somebody under a green light, that steak and fries might taste different.
Yes.
It might be experienced very differently than if you just had it under normal white light. Same with, I think, if you put headphones on somebody and you play the sound of a crunching chip and you give them like a slightly stale, maybe like soggy chip, and they go to eat it, because the crunching sound is playing in their brain, they're telling themselves this is actually a very crisp, crunchy chip. So experience is based a lot on sensory input, and it can be manipulated. So
hence why, like, a lot of the time, if you don't want the taste of something, you plug your nose so you don't smell it, right? Because smell does affect taste. Yeah.
You know, that all plays into like game theory and how you have these small rewards on a daily basis when it comes to social media, when it comes to just operating your phone. Your smartphone is constantly giving you these tiny little rewards.
Right.
Whether it's through the user experience, like through the user interface. Basically, the world around us is being tailored to control our behavior so that we consume more, buy more, ask fewer questions, things like that. So anyway. All right, let's move on.
Number 15.
There's an alternate reality on the other side of mirrors.
Oh my God, that is the creepiest thing.
There's a whole movie.
That's the movie Us, by the way.
Okay, yeah. There's a whole movie called, I can't remember what it's called. Maybe it was just called Mirror?
Skeleton Key.
Skeleton Key. Was it Skeleton Key? Kiefer Sutherland?
No, Mirror.
No.
You are thinking of Mirror.
Mirror, yeah. So, basic concept.
Yes.
What if the reason we can't walk through mirrors is because our reflection is always blocking us?
I mean,
not because it's a solid object.
Yeah.
I mean, to be
never
fair,
mind the fact
it is
that
blocking me.
Well, never mind the fact that you can't feel the other you.
Well, I mean, you feel something.
Yeah. Think about it. The thing that exists on the other side of mirrors is actually an alternate reality. Our doppelgangers live on the other side, and every time you die, you're reincarnated as one of your doppelgangers from an alternate universe. That's just kind of related. Yeah.
Interesting. It's very, very interesting. Which means vampires only live in this universe and not in the parallel one.
Interesting. Only one part of them survived.
Exactly.
Interesting.
That's why they need to consume blood, is because they don't have the other source.
Is it any wonder why maybe sometimes when you're looking in a mirror, you think you see something behind you and it's not actually there? Because you're not actually looking at your universe, you're looking at another one?
I won't lie. One of the creepiest things to me is like the whole mirror thing, or like seeing something in the mirror that's not actually there. Or like the movies where like they're freaking out and they're doing something, and then the mirror just like does something completely different.
Like Mary Poppins.
Creeps me out.
Yeah.
Wait, Mary Poppins?
Yeah, it happens in Mary Poppins.
Yeah. Remember, she looks in the mirror, she walks away, and the mirror, like the reflection, like stares at her.
But it's not
creepy.
No, but I never liked that movie. It's supposed to be creepy. It's supposed to be magic. But it is creepy.
I never liked that movie, and I'm wondering now if it
you need to watch
subconsciously put that in my head.
You need to watch the fake trailer, Scary Mary.
Scary
Someone
Mary
re-edits footage from the movie to be like this like weird
to like a horror
film. Yeah.
Okay. I have to watch that.
It is brilliant.
I'll have to check that one out. I actually really I like and hate that idea though.
Yeah, Shining is another great fake trailer. Have you seen that fake trailer? It re-edits The Shining as like a fun family-friendly film. It's brilliant.
I gotta watch that.
They're old. Yeah, from 2008.
Yeah. Oh God.
So I won't lie. Yeah. I just thought of this with the mirror thing of the different world. I kind of want like a Monsters Inc. style movie where like they actually have to like leave the world to scare people through mirrors, because it's a different universe.
You mean so Monsters? What?
Monsters Inc. You know how they have the doors that open to different things,
right?
But instead, it's like the horror thing through the mirrors of like the mirror does something completely different, and that's what it is. It's this other universe trying to make energy.
Okay.
That's actually why if you say Bloody Mary 3 times, scratches your eyes out, they need blood. Someone needs an eye transfusion.
I've never heard that part.
What?
I've always heard that you see.
Oh, Supernatural.
Oh, okay. They took it a step further.
Yes.
They do that with everything.
Yes.
Like, what if it's Bigfoot and a scary monster?
And he has a shotgun.
Yeah.
For some reason.
What if it's...
It shoots tiny feet.
Yeah.
Bigfoot on with a missile launcher.
What if it's Casper, but the real Casper?
With a minigun.
With a minigun.
I arm all of my monsters.
It's Casper, the not-so-friendly ghost.
That would be a great, like, detective series.
Yes.
Yep. Just calling it. He's a gumshoe, but he's lost his shoe. It's the one mystery he can't solve. Because he's a ghost.
Just read the next one.
Okay. All right.
Number 16.
They sank the Titanic on purpose to collect insurance money. The Titanic had a sister ship, a.k.a. the Olympic, which was not a.k.a., it was literally the Olympic. Okay, that was actually involved in a collision and had been damaged. They tricked everyone by pawning off the Olympic as the Titanic, and then they sunk it in the middle of the ocean to hide the evidence and collect the insurance money. How else could an unsinkable ship sink? Okay.
Because it was not unsinkable.
Because it was one ship.
Yeah.
Called, literally, the Titanic. That sank. Like, it was not another ship.
I like when you get angry.
It didn't have another name on it.
I like when you get angry.
I'm just
about
saying.
theories.
So now what? We're just hiding the real Titanic somewhere else,
right?
It's actually dry docked this entire time. They just like disassembled it slowly.
They just in a different country.
Yeah.
It's like, we're rich. You never go back.
I love this next one. This is fun.
I do. I won't lie. The Titanic. I've heard a lot of theories behind either insurance money. Sure. Trying to kill off wealthy people, like someone.
Except Molly Brown.
not as well off people crashed or like purposefully steered it towards the iceberg because they were so pissed at the rich people and stuff like that.
I'll take those some bitches down. Sons of bitches.
Number 17.
And Nicolas Cage, isn't actually from Earth. Nick Cage is an abandoned alien. His increasingly, I like abandoned.
I don't like that they have start the number 17 with the word and.
I know. You should never start a sentence. Okay, I know it's normal, but never start a sentence with the word and. Thank you, Dan.
Yes, it annoys me so much when people do that.
And
a water bottle got thrown at Andy's face.
I like the idea that he's abandoned. Like they were like, he's just too weird for us. Let's just drop him up on Earth.
Abandoned. His increasingly oddball behavior is the result of him getting fed up with humans and all of our troubles. He acts this way because he wants to go home.
He's got the look on his face of someone that is annoyed and wants to get out of here.
His early days as an actor were basically just him adjusting to being on Earth, but now he really, really wants out. And that's it.
I mean,
17. What an odd number for a list.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's fill it out.
17. Well, we have another list we could go through real fast. I'm really curious. 22 conspiracy theory lists that will make you question everything.
Hold on. So it's 22
conspiracy theory lists. That's how I read that.
Oh, no. 18 insane conspiracy theories that'll leave you feeling paranoid.
Oh,
We're reading it.
I'm always paranoid.
I am
That's
already
my
paranoid.
secret.
Okay.
I won't lie. After I mentioned the unplugging thing, part of me was prepared. I was like, oh, God.
But how would you know?
Everything.
What if we were all unplugged?
Oh, my God.
And then they just restarted us? And all the viewers were unplugged.
What if we all came out and were like, yeah, we don't like it out here. Put us back in. You put us back in? Yeah, you.
So like Cypher?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Just put me back in.
I think he wasn't wrong. Necessarily. He's like,
he was the guy that like
he was betrayed. He was like, if you can put me back, I'll do it.
I mean, to be fair,
honestly,
I kind of would too.
Ignorance is bliss.
In a world like that.
Yeah.
It's like, so you're telling us that we blotted out the sun. We created the machines and we enslaved them. And they just wanted equal rights. And I think the war was our fault.
Right.
Okay. And your reaction was to mercifully put us into a better world? We're the bad guys.
Guys. How awesome would that be if Neo like came to that realization in the third movie?
It's like,
no, I get it.
I get it.
Put
us back
in. Put us all back in.
Because Zion is a piece of garbage.
We live in this shithole.
I don't care if we don't have mechs in 1999.
Although those mechs were pretty sweet.
They were uncalled for.
I understand that. But they were pretty sweet looking at the same time.
Okay.
Right.
We're going to skip to number 2. I don't like number 1. It's just very macabre.
Yeah, no, skip it.
We're going to skip it. Number 2, Snapchat doesn't just... Oh, sorry.
Number 2.
Yeah. Snapchat doesn't just scan your face to put on a filter. They also add your photos to a government facial recognition database.
Well, this is...
I can see it.
Very much like the Ancestry.com.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see it.
So it's not that they're like saving photos of you with like deer antlers. They're saving the scan of your actual face. The filters are just to distract you.
It's to it's actually to measure your face. That's how it figures out where to put on your face.
I can see that.
According to some internet truthers, your puppy-filtered selfies may be part of an FBI program called the Next Generation Identification System, or Snapchat.
It's not very catchy.
The program consists of a database of the faces of both law-abiding citizens and criminals to make for smoother background checks for people applying for jobs, homes, etc. Snapchat has denied the...
Shocking.
Well, yeah, they denied the connection.
Like they were going to be like, all right, you got us.
Yeah, got us.
I'm wondering, because there's no way they send just these ones that like someone in the government gets all these Snapchats and they're just like, dick pic, dick pic, dick pic, dick pic. Oh, face. Okay, put that in the thing. Dick pic, dick pic.
And then he's like, you know what I have an idea for?
Yeah.
Dick recognition system. Yep. He's like, we got enough of them.
All right, we're going to skip a few of these because we're not going to go through the whole list. We're already at 38 minutes. Dan?
Sorry, that was good.
I'm just saying, that's genius.
Number 4.
That's pretty genius.
It was pretty genius.
The U.S. government once had a time travel and teleportation program called Project Pegasus. A man named Andrew Basiago claims he was a participant in the program when he was a preteen. And that the government used kids his age because they had an advantage over adults in terms of adapting to the strains of moving between past, present, and future. I can understand that. Okay, I get that. It's kind of like the Ender's Game theory.
Yeah.
That like young people can actually think more rapidly.
Right.
Which they can.
Because they also don't have a lot of...
and they adapt quicker.
They don't have the...
baggage.
Like the baggage, the barriers. Well, like the barriers and stuff that
what is
like
possible,
hold
what's
you
not
back.
possible.
Yeah, the filters
they adapt
that
quicker
parents
because of that. Because they haven't got all that stuff
not as
put in place.
jaded. They don't have the experience to tell them like that's not going to work. That's not going to work.
Right.
Yeah. So So that's basically the theory. They don't go any further. I actually want to make a whole episode about this. I'm really interested in this.
Save this list.
Time travel and teleportation. I guess if you're bending space-time...
I mean, I guess it would technically be both.
Yeah.
If you think about it,
you
would be teleporting to a different time.
Yeah. All right.
Number 5.
A man found a way to enable cars to run off of water, but was assassinated before he could perfect his invention. I believe this is back in the 70s.
I believe they mention this all the time on that 70s show. It's one of Hyde's favorite conspiracy theories. Yes.
Stanley Myers supposedly created a fuel cell that would turn water into hydrogen fuel, allowing drivers to travel across country using only about 20 gallons. But he died while meeting with investors at a Cracker Barrel in 98. His last words being, "They poisoned me. Many believe he was killed, so we'd continue to rely on fossil fuels." Wouldn't be the first time that the oil industry
killed someone at a Cracker Barrel.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time someone was assassinated at a Cracker Barrel. Now, whether that's from all the fats that's in that food,
right?
Or for their ability to create a water-powered car.
But no, I mean, but it is well documented that that the oil industry, like I think it was even Henry Ford, suppressed the electric car. He suppressed other mobility technologies because oil broke down engines faster, and they need more repairs, and it was more lucrative.
Right.
Most things
suppression
do
of technology
base around
happens all the time.
Money.
Yeah. I mean, realistically,
money and profit.
Yeah.
I mean,
drives
ultimately,
a lot
you need
of
to be in order for a disruptive technology not to be suppressed, you need to be already wealthy, well recognized, and trusted by the public. Because if you're that big a public figure,
they can't just kill you.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
well, unless someone
they've sent me to do it
more
14 times.
Popular and higher with more power.
That's true.
Right. All right, number 6.
I
don't know. Time doesn't exist. It's just something the brain made up to keep order.
I don't know if that's
it's the
conspiracy.
I wouldn't say that because I know the time is relative is a thing, and I will 100% agree with that because of the fact that you can do things and depending on what you're doing, it can feel longer or feel shorter.
Time is also relative based on gravitational pull.
Yes.
So I think our experience of time, that is a modern construct, especially when clocks were first invented. That was actually started to change the way Westerners viewed time.
Sure.
Now we count everything by the minute, by the hour.
Right. You
are now on time or you're late. There was a time when people were getting 11 hours of sleep a night because they went to bed when the sun went down. Like, well, we can't do anything now, so let's just go to bed. The sun's up.
And then we created fire.
So actually, it was, I think, up until the late 1800s, people were getting like 11 hours of sleep a night, average.
I get like 8.
Right, and I think they linked our lack of sleep and our busyness to the clock and to the light bulb.
I can see that.
Yeah. So you can work longer and you can keep track of time more, much more better.
Yeah.
Mo better.
All right.
Number 7.
The CIA attempted to recruit talent by posting a mysterious puzzle called Cicada 3301 online a few years ago.
I have seen things like this, actually, except it wasn't this game. It was another one where the conspiracy was it was to cure diseases, but in a game format. The way that the game worked was it gave you like a molecular structure of sorts, and it was all out of whack, and you had to adjust it or add things to it to complete it and make it make sense.
Right.
And there were theories that, because they were like, well, so-and-so was able to cure this because they were given that. And they were like, well, let's plug this on it. And they fixed it. And then, but it was very similar to this theory.
It's a similar theory to what's the movie? Mercury Rising. So it's Bruce Willis. Mid-90s movie.
Autistic boy.
Because he solved some puzzle that was in some like puzzle book. But it turned out to be these like government secrets because they were looking for somebody who could solve it.
Right, yeah.
So it turned into this whole thing.
It's also from The Last Starfighter.
Yes. Only that was much more grand in scope.
Better.
Apparently they're remaking that too.
Of course they're.
Yeah.
They're remaking everything.
Yep. All right.
Number 9. We skipped 8 for the record because it was the one
simulation theory again. Queen Elizabeth I died when she was 10 and was replaced by a young boy, and the British monarchy's been covering it up for centuries.
This
is theory
hilarious.
Suggested by author Bram Stoker in 1910.
Oh, well.
The guy who also wrote Dracula, whatever, says that Elizabeth died of the plague. Her caretakers were scared of her dad, King Henry VIII, finding out. Also one of my granddaddies. Apparently, in my family lineage, I'm a descendant of Henry VIII on some level.
Explains the psychosis.
So they tried to find a kid who looked like Elizabeth and succeeded. But he was a boy.
Except he had a penis.
That could also be why she never married.
Because then he would have had found the penis.
So, yeah.
That just reminds me of Family Guy. It's a girl, but it's got a penis. We'll just take care of that.
Oh, man. All right, this one's fun.
Number 10.
The Bilderberg Group, an assembly of North American and European elite, controls all the Western world's major political and economic events. We've also talked about this one. I'm curious to see what their perspective is. Since 1954, the U.S. and Europe have met annually in secret for cooperation purposes. I think they're just drinking gin and tonics.
That's would be my theory.
Though in private, like, man, can you believe the attention we get all the time? I just want to drink a gin and tonic in peace.
Yeah. They
Seriously.
just have a rager.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's the
They let loose.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Oh, man. Though the lists of attendees, usually politicians and academics, and topics are made public, what goes on... Yeah, but the topics are very vague. It's like, what were some of the topics?
We talked about water.
Yeah, so they talk about, like, natural resources is one of our topics.
I think they all just get together, they drink,
relations,
and then they're just like
topics.
Talking about like movie reviews and stuff like that.
The stuff they really want to talk about.
Did you guys play the new Call of Duty?
Yeah. What goes on inside?
Hilarious. I got it in the other room. Let's go play.
It's a giant LAN party.
What goes? Yes, I love it.
It's a giant LAN party.
Yes. Like, so we've been trying to do this at one of our meetings since 2001. Everybody has their Xbox? Yes. Okay, how many copies of Halo do we have? All right.
Like, we only have 7.
Oh, damn
it. All right, well, it's 4 per screen, 4 per screen.
We'll make
Don't
it
screen
work.
watch.
Yeah.
You watch yours. Don't look at his.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh,
yeah.
good Lord.
Trump, you got your favorite controller? Yes.
I love it. It's huge.
It's huge.
No, it's a normal sized one. Your hands are just small.
I call it a Big Mac.
Huge.
All right, so what goes on inside is a secret. Of course it is. Like any business meeting, what goes on inside is a secret.
That is true.
One theory is that the group picks the U.S. president and that actually votes don't matter, but the group has denied that. Of course they would deny it. Oh,
you got us.
You got us.
Like,
all right, we're picking
darn.
presidents. So it's like, so what happened during this process of picking presidents over the last 40 years? You know,
What's the problem?
I don't know. What's the problem? I think things have been going swimmingly well. All right. Okay.
Imagine at the next group they're meeting, they're just like, man, we did it again.
We did it again.
They seem so solid at the beginning. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, totally lose it in the second term. I don't know.
We basically tell people to vote for them, and they do, so they're not catching on. So, all right.
Number 11.
Debris from a real alien spaceship was found in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947, but the government tried to cover it up.
I mean, this is pretty common knowledge.
Okay.
Number 12.
In the 40s, the U.S. Navy made a warship invisible by using a technology called a cloaking device. We've already covered that one.
Yep.
Number 13.
Keanu Reeves is Immortal.
I love this one. I want it to be true.
I
believe
have
it
said
to
it
be
before. I like to think Keanu Reeves is like a phoenix. He's one of a kind.
Reborn.
Yes.
Just because we have pictures of him young.
Yeah, that's true.
And old back in 1875.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not old, but older.
I mean, he does look like majestic, like a phoenix.
He does.
Yes.
I
It's
could
the hair.
totally picture.
The power is in his hair.
It is.
So is our theory that he dies and then is reborn?
No, I think
or that he
think
just like gets a certain
rises-
period and
yes.
then like
His body just goes.
sheds.
As far as I know, I've never seen an image of him like younger than like 15.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I think he rises from the ashes as like this healthy teenager.
Sure.
And he just does something else with his life.
And he's like, I am still awesome. Let's do stuff.
It's like, I am reborn. I'm just in time for the Matrix 12.
he just pops out and he's whoa.
That's the cry of the Reeves. Yes, the reborn Reeves. He's
Now I just picture it like in rain.
I want it to be true.
Yes.
I love Keanu Reeves. He's great.
He's
man.
great.
All right.
Number 14.
We have talked about this one, but not on Tales of Earth. We talked about it on not on Tales of Earth, the channel. We talked about it on Benny's channel.
Oh, yes.
right.
Yeah.
There's a 13,000-year-old extraterrestrial spacecraft closely orbiting Earth, and NASA is hiding its origin and purpose from us. It's called Black Knight Satellite. And it was first spotted and brought to the public's attention in the 1940s, even though no countries really had the technology to create and maintain a spacecraft of its size. As far as I know, we still don't. In the 1960s, a U.S. aircraft corporation studied data on a photo taken of the Black Knight, but the information they found was never made public. Some people have said that it's actually just like a thermal blanket floating in space. Cool. All right.
Number 15.
Obama ordered $1 billion worth of plastic coffins, either for FEMA camps or in preparation for a mass revolt. What the hell? What they confirmed, these are not coffins.
Wait. Let's go back real quick. A mass revolt. So he was just like, we all think they're going to revolt?
Yep.
All right, everybody.
They didn't like the Bilderberg choice.
He's like, listen, I want everyone to load their guns, and we're going to need a bunch of coffins.
Yeah.
Make sure they're plastic.
So,
yeah.
I remember this theory. This one is
cheaper.
absurd
3D print.
because obviously now Obama is not in office, and we're all still
Sure.
here.
Yeah.
These,
or are we?
He actually ordered them after he left office.
These coffins, I
For his
believe,
revolt.
are actually containers for retaining walls for floods. That's why you see mass, like they're like stacked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
if
that would
they're
make sense because
planning-
plastic is waterproof.
Right. So exactly, they're more effective than sandbags.
Yeah.
So if they're planning this like mass genocide,
You don't
they're not
stack them where everybody can find them.
Exactly. Thank you.
Everybody else sees these giant things, but they're all like pre-made with everybody's name on them. Oh, Jesus.
Why did you put their birth date to the 2021?
He's really prepped.
Yeah. All right. We have about 8 minutes left.
All right, let's do this thing.
And the cool thing about this is we can turn any of these one items into a full episode.
Yes, we can.
True. I like this one.
Number 16.
The moon doesn't really exist.
I agree.
This is
While
true.
many have questioned whether the moon landings are real or not, some believe the moon itself doesn't even exist, and that it's just a projection in the sky. When I was a child, I thought it was a reflection of the Earth in the sky.
Gary was not very smart.
Yes.
I can tell you right now, though, that's no moon.
It's a Death Star. Who
It's like
named
a
it
Star
that?
of Death.
Yes.
It's like the Star of David, but
Yeah.
more
Can you
death.
imagine the people of that galaxy like filling out their tax forms or like voting season
Sure,
comes
yeah,
around?
yeah.
Right.
Like so Proposition DS, it stands for Death Star.
It's
It actually started as Death
it
Sphere,
means-
so
yeah.
someone misinterpreted. They're like, Death Star? That sounds way
Sounds
better.
Way better. I can imagine them voting on this. Like, I don't know, this proposition. Like, they want to take how much of our money to make a Death Star? Yeah, I mean, why not?
I mean, what is the point of the Death Star?
It's
Rule
in
the
the
galaxy
name.
with terror. I mean, all right, I'm with it.
Yeah, I'm with you,
I
I'm
get
with
it.
you. Yeah.
That makes sense.
My cousin just
Do I get a
enlisted.
cut?
taxes into
Yeah,
the
yeah,
empire,
yeah.
so it makes
It's
sense.
like,
Yeah.
do I get a cut? No,
I guess you actually wouldn't have to tax an entire galaxy very much.
No, especially when you start wiping out planets.
Yeah. All right.
Yep, we've done this one before. Number 17.
Britney Spears, we know today, is a clone.
Several people are clones, actually.
Yep.
It happened when she shaved her head. That's why.
Here's this one again.
Number 18.
And the Harry Potter books were actually written and created by a huge group of writers, meaning J.K. Rowling is just a hired actress.
It's true.
It's true.
So is Benny.
Benny is.
He's a hired actress.
He is.
I've been saying that for years.
100%.
Yep. It's like an opposite to the Queen Elizabeth situation.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
we had to replace your sister,
Right.
but we could only find a boy.
Don't get married.
No. We had to replace. No, the opposite would be we had to replace
I
your
didn't want to
brother.
say that,
Yeah,
but
we had to
you
replace
did
your
do
brother.
that, yeah.
Sorry, I caught on.
Yeah.
I caught on eventually.
Yeah.
I eventually caught on that the moon was real.
And luckily, we found a bearded woman.
A bearded woman with a very loud voice.
Okay, so that's let's see here. Yeah, the end of that
That is it,
list.
yes.
We went through 2 lists. That was a lot of fun.
pretty
Actually,
good.
I like doing this once in a while. Just
Me
going
too.
through a fun list.
It's true.
Yeah. Any stand out to you? Any you had fun with? All of them?
I like a lot of them. I think my favorite, though, of all the ones we went through is all the birds were killed and replaced
That's a
with
fun
drones.
one.
Yes.
That's a fun one.
I think that's my
Although-
favorite.
I still could maintain that all the pigeons being
Yes.
replaced would be possible.
Yes.
Not all birds.
No, definitely
That's
not all
way
birds.
outside the realm of believability.
So
Now,
grandma's,
pigeons.
grandma's little bird in the cage, like in her house.
Right, exactly.
Was
There's-
also replaced by.
So you're saying every bird at a pet shop is actually a drone?
Yes.
Actually, could see it.
I never
Only if
see.
it was
I
a
never see. I
government-run
never
pet
see
shop.
people buying them.
It's true.
Yeah.
What
Like
if
all
all-
mattress firms are. Yeah.
What if all pets are drones?
That would make sense.
Your cat is spying on you right
God.
now.
That's why they just
Well, not
stare at
right
you. That's why they just
She's
watch
very
you and they
bad.
stare at you and they follow you and they like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she does follow me everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Everywhere.
that
She's watching.
That was our
Winry.
2 lists from today. It's once in a while. I'd say once every probably 5 or 6 episodes. We like to go through a fun list.
Yeah.
And
Or
so
when we
there-
don't have a good topic and we're like, let's find a bunch of good ideas and let you guys tell us in the comments
Basically,
down below what you want a full episode
Yeah,
on.
but like I said, Lego Monster sent me that first list, and it was I had a lot of fun just reading it, and I basically told him that I would make an episode.
I
out
like
of
it.
So
All
I
right.
think we should create our own conspiracy.
I like it.
we do.
I've done
every
it a couple
episode.
times
But on
during the
purpose.
shows.
We,
On
don't, we
purpose.
never do it on
We
purpose.
borrow
just
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like
Just happen to
rework
come
and
my
borrow.
way.
There have been multiple episodes that I will say, I heard this conspiracy and I will make one up on the spot to see if you guys actually go, there's no way that's real. You guys have never noticed. I have come up with so many and
I
it's
don't
so
believe you.
fun.
I think that's a conspiracy, and I don't believe it.
Okay.
I might believe it. Find out in the next episode.
That was good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's very clickbaity.
So let us know which of these conspiracy theories that we haven't covered on the channel yet, but could cover in the future. Which one of those would you like us to cover?
Thank you,
You had a
Shatner.
little trouble with that.
Yes, I did.
Jesus Lord.
The idea is there. The words are not. So, yes, let us know what you think in the comment section below. Again, this is Glorp Dan. Where can
Hello.
they find you, Glorp
They
Dan?
can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dan T Producer
Yes.
or on Twitch at Dan T Streamer.
You can also find him at his home address, the link below.
That would be hilarious. His telephone
Yes.
number is
Yep. His
his
checking account numbers.
his blood type, social security
I
card.
actually don't know.
Well,
what
the
my
government
blood
already has
type
all that
is.
information.
That's
Yeah.
true, yeah. But
And-
the fans don't.
And you can
Figured
find
that out.
Andy here, Glorp Andy.
At For I Am the Andy on Instagram.
Yes. And you
Go
can find
glorp
me.
yourself. Oh, my
That
new
should
one.
be on a shirt.
It's my new one.
It's going to
Yes.
be on a shirt. And you can find me, Glorp Gary, on Twitter at Film Circuit and on Instagram at Northward Films. Thank you so much for watching this video. My mouth isn't working anymore. I'm being unplugged little by little. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Go glorp yourself, San Diego.